All right, hello everyone. Welcome to Sketchcraft Live. I'm Rob Duenas, graphic artist, Esquire, and if you're joining in for the very first time, you should know that I typically rant about art, movie, and geek-related news stuff, chosen by either myself or you, the audience. Joining me today is Wesley Rusher, freelance gaming assassin, and current resident cartoon journalist. Right? Look at
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, that's Wesley's lovely mug up there. So we're doing kind of like an we normally we cover gaming on Friday nights, but today was kind of a special day. Wesley, what happened?
I don't know. No, actually, so today was the final Nintendo Direct for Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U.
That's right, and the 3DS, right? Like the final, there will be no more, which basically says that they're done with content. Correct?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Seems like February will be the last time we see some of these new characters that are coming out. I keep forgetting that there is a 3DS version. Like, I remember I was really close to wanting to buy it because I really wanted the soundtrack promo they were doing if you own both versions, but after hearing about people breaking their thumb pads on the
Did you?
3DS, and
Well, did
you
you
know,
get the demo?
I did play I did play the demo actually, and then I was just like, I just want one version. I'm not that hardcore anymore.
I did like the mini game where you can run through the castle on the 3DS version an awful lot. I wish that was in the Wii U version as well.
Yeah, there was that. I did miss it. I liked that adventure mode that they had in Brawl, and so that was definitely pretty cool. And that was missed this time around because I was definitely more invested in the Wii U version. I barely played Brawl, which was really sad considering like the hundreds and hundreds upon hours I played Melee in the original 64 Smash.
Yeah, I do. I still play the Smash Bros. On my Wii U, maybe a few times a month, But I like to load up my Mega Man and my Toon Link, and I got my little amiibo and shit. But let's just talk about the Nintendo Direct because they found a way
Yes.
to get me to play this game a lot more, and that is new character was announced actually a couple weeks ago. Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. You already know that. Y'all know. But Wesley, is this not like beyond just being like, wow, they actually put Cloud in a fighting game that won't be Urguys or Dissidia, it'll actually be fun. I thought that the background, the Midgar background that they added was amazing. Like they did a really good job with that.
Yeah, they definitely did a really cool job with Midgar. And the other thing I like too with the stage itself is all the summons that you can collect as you're playing. So like, like Bahamut and Ifrit and Odin and like these different like summons you can collect that affect the stage, like splitting the stage in half or electrifying the platforms or fire coming out and stuff. So it's not just like here's Midgar and here's a pretty Final Fantasy VII background. It's like there's some interactivity to it that they took it beyond just just a platform with a nice background.
I was hoping they would give us a Cloud and Dress option, like,
Yeah, that would be cool.
since they were so cool putting Link in a dress. I was like, dude, Cloud. So
But
Wes, go
if you
ahead.
saw in the direct though, we do get two variants. We get Final Fantasy VII, and then, or actually three technically, and then two versions of the Advent Children version, one with the sleeve and one without the sleeve. Covering whatever his stigmata, whatever that's called. I forget. Geos, no, you know what's called? I can't remember whatever.
Geonosis is the planet in
Geonosis.
Attack of the Clones, I think. Like,
Oh yeah, he has some ailment. But I really thought was funny in the Nintendo Direct was when they're like sleeve, no sleeve. Look at that detail.
oh yeah, I was just like,
That made me
uh...
laugh.
but that's that classic Smash Brothers announcer guy,
Mhm.
Like so he's pretty funny. They also announced some cool Mii Fighter outfits to go along that are the Final Fantasy theme, and I thought a deep cuts. Something they dug deep on this one. They brought out from Super Mario RPG Superstar.
Legend of the
Legend of the Seven
Seven.
Stars. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Genos?
yeah. Gino.
Gino.
He's for the Mii Gunner Mii
Yeah.
variant. So yeah,
That's a pretty awesome, which makes me wonder, is there a possibility we could get a Mario RPG 2 on the NX? Like,
yeah. I mean, who knows? I mean, this is definitely this goodwill of putting Cloud, especially a character who is Sony. He's you when you think of Cloud, you think of PlayStation. He as PlayStation as Crash Bandicoot or Parappa the Rapper. Or, you know And even Snake to some degree, and he popped up on, the last Smash Brothers, and which made a little sense because there was Twin Snakes. But yeah, this is completely out of left field. So hopefully that means something. I mean, they did announce when they announced the new Final Fantasy. Remember they showed NX like on that original premiere, and then quickly it's like, oh, that was up there on accident. Because
Hey,
like
you
Nintendo was
brought that
like,
up, right? Like
because
that's
Nintendo
pretty.
was like, well, we haven't announced the NX yet, so why would you say that?
Yeah, but this definitely, I think, confirms that there's that relationship there that did not exist. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, when Final Fantasy Chronicles like first made the debut on GameCube, everyone was like, Nintendo and Square are back together again. And then we played that game, you know, Crystal Chronicles. It was more like, oh, Nintendo and Square teamed up to sell a bunch of Game Boy Advances.
Yeah,
Uh,
I really dug Crystal Chronicles. I thought it was a neat little game, and it was
he,
more than just, we had four swords, so it was nice to have something else.
Here's my problem with that game, Wesley. Right, and I'm gonna just divert a little tangent, little side tour. Is I was all for it. Went to my buddy's house. I brought my Game Boy Advance. Um, I brought another two Game Boy Advances. Got a couple of buddies together. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna play. And then I found out that the connector cable would block the AC port on the Game Boy Advance. There's this plastic connector, and I was like, huh, so I went and got a fucking pair of pliers and just ripped the fucking thing apart. And there was no reason for that plastic connector to be there other than to block the AC connector, thus forcing you to buy more AA batteries. Now, I'm just saying that. Is that a conspiracy theory? I don't know, man. But, I was just sitting there thinking that. Remember at the time, I remember like it was yesterday. Like, fucking Nintendo's trying to force me to buy a bunch of batteries. Like, it's, it's ridiculous. So I didn't get much further. All I know is I had to carry around this crystal pot everywhere. It wasn't
Yeah,
as
that
much
that
fun.
was that was a little annoying. But it was cool. I mean, we have seen more Final Fantasy crossovers now that I think about it. There's what Explorers and there's Theater Rhythm. So we have seen Cloud show up on other Nintendo platforms. But I mean, this is like proper Cloud, so this is really cool. It's not Chibi Cloud, it's not a character
I
of Cloud, so
I also really like the Mii Fighter. They have a Chocobo Mii Fighter outfit.
oh, cute little hat. I would
Yeah,
definitely rock one of those if I had one in real life.
I was hoping to give him a full. You're just like couldn't move and shit, or maybe the fat Chocobo, where you're just like bouncing, like
Yeah,
on.
that'd be pretty funny. Well, if you want to quickly stay on the topic of new costumes, you saw some of the other costumes. I can't remember them all, but the one that made me laugh the hardest was the Sonic costume, but specifically Tails, where you just turned your your Mii Fighter, just right into a furry.
The Knuckles had me rolling.
Yeah, the Knuckles is good too.
I was looking at it like,
I don't know. I don't know if you've
what?
seen. I don't know if you follow like the official Sonic like Twitter account, but it's pretty much become this like parody account of Sonic. Like they make fun of themselves all day long, and there's a lot of Knuckles memes out there that are really good.
When Kotaku posts on it, that's usually when I read. Yeah, whoever's if it's one guy or a team of people doing that, it's pretty funny. The Sonic Twitter account.
hmm They're,
Yeah.
it's like they know Sonic isn't what Sonic used to be, so might as well have some fun.
The Japanese don't read the Twitter anyway, so what do I
No.
care? So yeah, that's some new outfits. They announced a grip of me costumes, right? Like they're just gonna roll out a bunch.
Yeah, there was Knights or was it Tower of Druaga, which is an old Namco
Yeah, I
like
had to
role
think
playing
about that
game.
for a second. I almost thought it was one of those Kickstarter games. I was like, is that the tower? I had to think about it.
Yeah, there was a PS2 like I think remake, and that's how long ago it's been since that game has been relevant. Is you have to go back 2 generations. Um, there was just like a cybernetic suit, which I don't think had any
No,
correlation
no,
to
no,
any
no, no, no.
game.
Metroid Prime. That one I signed. I helped start the fucking the
Oh,
the
Federation Force or something like
Federation
that.
Force. And when it said
Yeah.
February, I'm like, oh, so Federation Force is coming out in February. Like, I was hoping that they had canceled the game after the campaign or retooled it, but those costumes, I think we're getting that game
Yeah,
verbatim.
there was a WarioWare costume, which I love the WarioWare music. When they were playing the little music, I was like, oh man, the soundtrack is so good.
Music was awesome.
And there was something else that it was like this title may not be available in all regions, and I
With the
can't.
samurai guy, it was like,
Yeah, like
yeah.
It made me think it was that Sakura Blossom, like that kind of like Punch Out samurai game that's on the 3DS, where you go through and you fight dudes like a sword slashing rhythm game. But I don't know if it's the same game. It may have been something we've never seen here, but that's the vibe I got at least.
It reminded me of something the Cacho would play on Retro Gaming Challenge. Like, it probably involves like train systems that are local to one prefecture in Japan. It happens to also be an RPG. So yeah,
That's
that was pretty cool.
that's pretty cool. I mean, I like the Mii fighter. I made my Mii like myself, and he's like a sword fighter, and I always felt like I did really well with him.
Does he
I don't
have
know
your
if you see,
shiny hair? Does he have your spit curl?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, he looks just like me, and he's got like a sword and whatever random gear I had from from
Wouldn't it
the
be great
original.
if they let you like if they said okay, hit record and they gave you things to say and you could record your own voice command like and then they played that for
Yeah,
your
because I mean, you can talk into the Wii Pad, can't you? Isn't there a mic built into it?
yeah, wouldn't it be awesome if you could like add your voice to your me guy like I'm the best ever ha 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 like
Yeah, I mean, on paper that sounds great, but as soon as you do that, someone's gonna be like, "My dick,"
but
or
they don't
"F
play these
you,
things
F word."
online anyway, man. You just
Yeah.
disable with their draconian online whatever just disable custom. It's limited to your house. What do you? I would love to have. I would just have mints. I would just do all the voices in mints and play them off my phone into the mic. Make a little mints, purple tentacle dude running around
Yeah,
everywhere.
just to go along with those, like all the different costumes. You saw how they had AR codes you could, scan to like download, Mii's that will make these costumes look more like the original characters. Like they had like Splatoon Mii's ready to go. So as soon as you put the costume on them, it looks like you have one of the Splatoon Squid Kids and stuff.
Those are those newfangled QR codes that like
Yeah.
Bacon doesn't know what they do.
But yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, like Nintendo just could have been like, "Here's a costume." They're like, "Hey, we also help make characters look just like them." So I mean, in a way, it's like you're getting even more official characters. It's a stretch if you think about it, but I mean, a little bit. It's like these are here are the Splatoon characters, Nintendo made. So it's pretty cool. Definitely, definitely interested in all the costumes. I just seems like it costs a lot of money though, but I want to get to that later. We should probably talk about the other two brand new characters.
Yeah, so that's the final deal right now. Going into this, I want to say I was not. Were you surprised that the character they used to reveal this was Icarus or the last game, the director of Smash Brothers? What's his name?
Sakurai.
Sakurai. Sakurai did
He's
Kid Icarus
yeah.
Uprising on the 3DS, right when it launched.
Yeah, really quick, I have to say, like Sakurai he is a pretty man. Like I just like looking at him, like, oh man, he'd be such a beautiful woman. No disrespect, he's just very, he's a pretty guy. Um, but no, I thought that so for the final character, I guess we'll get to this character next. I thought that was a really cool reveal. This character fits, the theme of Kid Icarus.
Surprisingly, right?
Yeah.
Surprisingly, when you really think like, wow, that actually makes a lot of sense. And so you want to go ahead and reveal what's the final character for Smash Brothers, Super Smash Bros.
Bayonetta.
Bayonetta. Holy shitballs! Like, I mean, like for real. Like when I saw it, I was like, oh, Wesley's gonna be really happy. And then I
Yes.
thought Dave Halverson's gonna be amazing. Like, I could almost hear the woohoo,
hmm
from down the way.
Yeah, I was watching it with my wife and she was doing something else, but she just looked over at me and she's like, "You just have the biggest smile on your face right now." I'm like, "Cause this came out of nowhere." I mean, to me, this was, it makes sense with Nintendo publishing Bayonetta 2 and kind of like taking over that game and giving it a second life. But I don't know. I thought we'd see somebody else. I thought we'd see like fucking Tingle before we saw Bayonetta.
I thought we'd see Aerith before we saw. Like I thought maybe the final character.
Aerith, people
Yeah,
were talking about like, people wanted what Ridley
I
from
would have hated that.
yeah, I
That would be
know.
a waste,
Some
really.
of the like the funniest things, everyone was trying to like ruin the surprise and coming and making like mock-ups. I saw The from A Link Between Worlds, like that little the bunny looking dude. I
Oh
can't remember
yeah,
his
the
name. Right?
shopkeeper.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would have been lame.
yeah, just some weird
I
things,
was
but
hoping it might have been Iwata. Like we've brought him back forever. And Yamamuchi, you could tag team the two. But no, they announced Bayonetta, which has sort of, in my opinion, become like she's taken over the spot that the original Laura Croft had. The flamboyantly busty, innuendo-y Laura Croft. She sort of has filled that role now that Laura Croft's gone all.
taking it over and but like embraced it, not just like where Laura Croft had like just big triangle boobs and was like, oh, I'm this character. Like she is like, I'm sexy and I know it. Whereas Laura was like, I don't know that I have giant boobs.
I
Like,
don't know. I
but
have the Madonna cone thing
yeah,
for boobs.
and it's great because you know, like people argue back and forth her sexiness and stuff. But to me, she comes off as a strong sexual, female character that you know, is titillating, but at the same time, someone you can, can be is respectable in a sense.
And she has the English accent,
Yeah,
so she's
and
got
maybe
that
that's
too,
maybe
right?
that's what makes her so classy.
I just believe anything she says because she says it classy. Her and Morgan Freeman, I'm a sucker. So okay, so let's say Bayonetta arrives. They say February. When you
Yeah,
hunker
they're
down your
anticipating
money,
February.
when you hunker down the money for Bayonetta, what do you get? What are you getting for your bill?
So it's $6 if you want just the character on Wii U or 3DS, or 7 if you want like both.
What's the other
That
one?
co- oh, I mean like both versions, like the Wii U and 3DS version. If you
Oh,
spend an extra buck, you'll have the character for both systems.
gotcha.
Um, so you get the character. She comes in classic Bayonetta and Bayonetta 2 style. She's got some other alt. She's got one of her coloring makes her look like Jeanne, which is like her witch sister. On top of that, you get like 3 trophies. Bayonetta, Jeanne, and the guy who runs the Rodin. I think's his name. He runs like the shop in the game. And on top of that, you get a brand new stage, the Umbra Clock Tower from Bayonetta 1.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the level of detail they put into their stages on Smash Bros. It's just not only is it, I mean, it's not photorealistic. It's gamey, but it's fun, right? Like it's gamey fun. Like they put so much details into this stuff, and when I say details, like when you watch like say the Final Fantasy VII remake, you're thinking, oh, all the details are amazing. But when they put what they put into a Super Smash Bros. Stage are like when I draw a bunch of details into something. It's like artistically, like it's almost like building a model set where you're replicating and adding themes and little extra Easter eggs and stuff like that. I'm
Yeah,
just
I
always.
mean,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say like plenty of these stages they could just here's a platform, maybe here's 2 other platforms, and here's a pretty background, and here's like a cathedral or something for Bayonetta. But they go all out. It's just it's just one platform, but instead of it's a full moving background that takes you, from like heavens through Purgatorio, and you see all these crazy bosses make guest appearances, and they have all these, like fan service in the background, and it's pretty cool. It's they could give you this character in a stage and call it a day, but they don't.
Yeah, you get your. And I think what's also funny too, if you roll the clock back 10 years ago, like for $5 you used to only get some horse armor. You know, I'm still pissed off about the horse armor, Wesley, because I actually bought it just to be like, I want in. I want in on this fucking bullshit. Like, $5 for fucking horse armor. But here, for $6, $1 more, you're getting, a couple you're getting a character, you're getting a stage, you're getting trophies, you're getting all these extra move sets. I mean, and all like not fan created downloadable stuff where like when you're playing Skyrim or in my case Oblivion back in the day, but Skyrim, say someone makes a Final Fantasy VII Cloud outfit and you put it in your Skyrim. We all know that it's loosely like Cloud, like it's Cloudish. You know, maybe you got like the swords and some different clothes, but here, like with Bayonetta, I mean, you're getting in some ways it's almost better than the actual game. Like she's fully voiced, she's fully animated, she got all her moves, she got all her dance moves. I mean, it's clearly the character. It's not like
Yeah. They
a
didn't just stop at, making sure the moves too. They put little details like when she jumps and lands, little butterflies come out of the ground. When she gets hit in the chest, roses fall off her. Her shadow on the Wii U version is like that witch shadow from the game. It's just like the little attentions to details because they could have just given you the character and they didn't have to add any of this stuff. But it's all these little subtle nuances that make it extra special.
Yeah, and continues to prove how hollow PlayStation All Stars was. Like such a hollow experience. I love taking a shit on that game anytime because Seth Killian was like, "I'm gonna go make this game," and it's like poor Seth.
Oh, not to get not to get too off topic, but I met some dudes who actually like worked on that game, and it's just so funny. Like, I mean, it sounds like they had one of the coolest teams to work with, but they were just like talking like we were making the best fighting game. I was just like, what did you guys smoke at the office? Like, it wasn't bad, but it just it
You
wasn't
ever think
good
like
either.
those guys might have been right down the hall from the Killer Instinct 3 guys, and each one were like competing against one another, and they were thinking one of them had the lucky strike gold, and meanwhile, like none of them won. Like they're still making Killer Instinct 3, right? Like that still
Yeah,
comes
yeah,
out.
yeah. Switch. They're doing a third season, so they added what Rash from Battletoads. That's their first character. They let you play with them for free for a couple weeks after I announced him, and then he's coming back and into the back into waiting for the season to come out. But yeah, Killer Instinct for what it is actually not that bad. I kind of dig it,
I know you
and
do. I know.
I got PlayStation All Stars when it was free, and I still haven't played it. I think it's installed on my PlayStation. I remember playing like it at E3 and was just just underwhelmed. But anyways, yeah, this is Bayonetta is pretty cool. I love that they added the witch time, the slow mo counter. Seeing all her infernal climaxes and all the different abilities she has. I like how her final smash isn't just like here comes a big beast. Like you have to beat up enemies, and as you beat them up, you build up the attack, and once you hit it, and then it triggers,
Yeah.
and then it eats anybody who you beat up to build it up.
Yeah, I'm actually like I'm not I don't play Bayonetta a lot. I did when the first one came out because I was stuck with Dave in the bunker over at GameFan for like a week, and he was playing the shit out of that game, and it's fun as shit, man. I don't have a lot of time to play games, but to that extent, like right now I'm just starting The Witcher because I got my GameFly account running again, and I'm like, I want to stream it because I'm like, okay, I can only take probably an hour of this before I fucking pass out and. But I'm gonna give it a shot. But with I'm happy with the choice. I'll probably pick. I'm gonna get the Cloud for fucking certain. Oh, speaking of which, they announced some amiibos. Right, they're gonna come out shortly. One being initially you're gonna get Rob the Robot, Ryu, and then there was I don't know what the other one was.
Roy.
Roy. Right,
So
right.
and the Rob is a second Rob. It's the Famicom colors
Yeah, the
Rob.
the the Japanese Famicom version.
Yeah, I have the original one. I got that like 3 pack that had Mr. Game and Watch, the Duck Hunt dog, and Rob.
Yeah, so they're gonna get the Japanese Rob and the Ryu, which is fucking awesome. And then they announced coming soon after that will be Cloud. Cloud's gonna get his own amiibo. Oh, that's so awesome.
Dude, and Bayonetta,
And
Cloud,
Bayonetta. And Bayonetta. I mean,
and the other character we haven't talked about yet.
and the other character we haven't talked about yet, which is
So I was like, I want all those, and well, maybe not the Famicom Rob, because Rob sucks. But I'm just kidding.
I see what you did there, Wesley. I see. I was like,
My wife's like,
zing.
you don't need any more fucking amiibos. You have enough. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, listen, I want all the Fire Emblem amiibos, and I'm still missing a couple of those because they're balls hard to get. And that's it. I have all the Zelda amiibos, and then I have some one-offs that I like Little Mac, Mega Man, and I bought the classic one.
Did
Just
you get the
'cause-
plushie Yoshi?
oh yeah, and I did. I found a blue Yoshi, and I think I have the regular edition, like the Yoshi's Woolly Whirl with the green Yoshi coming for Christmas. I don't know. There's a box that's under the tree right now that suspiciously looks about the right size, and I felt it, and it feels like it has a cellophane
Are you
motif in the
are you
middle.
still feeling your presence
You
under
got
the?
it. Almost 35, and I will always do that. I'll shake them. I sat there and I started guessing every one. And my wife's like, "Hey, like stop it." I'm like, "Pretty good."
That's amazing.
And I almost, you know what? I was at Toys R Us today, and I got a gift for a friend, and they have a deal right now on Amiibos, and it was like two for 22, and it's any two Amiibos, and I'm like, "Fuck!" They had the pink yarn Yoshi, and that's a $16 Amiibo by itself. It's like, so I can get two for 22 bucks. That basically means another Amiibo for $6. Do I get the classic Mario one for myself and the pink Yoshi? I'm like, I didn't do it. I had some restraint. I don't need all three. I don't need all three yarn Yoshis. Two's enough. If they
And
had, if they had the Mega Yarn Yoshi though, that would have been cool.
so is that it, Wesley? Is that all the content?
Well, we're missing the final character,
Final character? So
the one they debuted the whole Nintendo Direct with.
trying to lead you down the path.
I like amiibos, and I want to get the amiibo of this new character who's from Fire Emblem.
And the final character is Wesley.
Corrin? I don't know. I think Corrin's how you say it, but it's the protagonist from the new Fire Emblem Fates, which is coming in the U.S. early next year and currently out in Japan.
I like how they made a point to go, well, the game's been out in Japan for a while now, And I'm like, fuck you, man. Like that burns
It
here,
burns, and then I was
Round,
like, is this a spoiler? Just like all this telling me about this character's
you
dragon
know,
powers.
from her fateful death. From the third act, she becomes a dragon. Then you start the game, she has no powers. You're like, well, I know she gets a fucking dragon because, because my fucking
Well,
stupid Smash Brothers.
he or she, I believe you can be male or female in the game, so they let you have both options, which is cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
And yeah, I was just saying like, but they said the character has like dragon's blood, running through their veins.
Yeah, but that's why I was wondering, is that like a plot point I'm not supposed to know about yet? I mean,
Probably. I doubt there'd be like, you are the dragonborn. You can walk through fire.
like Skyrim?
Do the how's the shout go? Furasto. I don't know.
See, I would have you do all that in my Mii Fighter, and I could just have a little Wesley running around.
Yeah.
You got to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. It's me getting jabbed. Yeah. So this character, just more Fire Emblem awesomeness. God, that puts the list. There's a lot of Fire Emblem characters this time around.
That puts it. Well, the total number of fighters is
Two,
58, but in Fire Emblem alone, that's like what, three or
three,
four?
four,
Four? I think it's four.
four. Yeah. Let's see. You
Four.
got Robin. That's
Mark,
a damn amiibo I need. Roy.
right? New
I'm looking
chick,
at a list. I'm cheating. Marth.
Marth.
Lucina.
Plus this one, or
Ike.
including. Hey, really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Corrin. So that's six.
Wow, six Fire Emblem.
So that's like almost 10. That's over 10% of the characters are from Fire Emblem.
It's a little much, don't you think?
Little much. I thought I got a little like, especially when they're doing like the, here's Marth and here's Lucina, and they're essentially the same characters.
Couldn't we have given up one Fire Emblem character for a Shovel Knight?
that
Wouldn't Shovel Knight have been fucking awesome? Like, I think
would
Shovel
have
Knight would have been.
that would have been fantastic.
So
I may have been more excited for that than Bayonetta.
let's wrap this up. So total number of fighters will be 58, counting the 3DS and Wii U versions together. The total number of stages is 34.
84.
34.
84.
84. My bad.
Yeah.
Well, not my bad. I was reading the fucking rundown by Kotaku.
Really? Oh yeah.
So they messed up.
I wrote down these same numbers too, like
That,
right
that,
before, and I rewatched the trailer. 84 stages, because
You got me. Got me right there. 84. See, Wesley, see, that's why I have you, because you're way more reliable.
watch it be 34.
Probably 34. So, I'll be honest, folks. I only played the Super Mario retro levels, the Toon, anything Zelda, and the Ridley, the Metroid levels. I'll I'll blast the Midgard level on repeat when I get that fucking DLC for real. So
It's
looking forward to that.
available today. You can get it now.
I love the F-Zero level, shit like that. So I like retro levels. I like 8-bit levels and stuff, like all the classic kind of like you remember the Mario 2 level and things like that. I just like big pixel blocks and shit. So, but yeah, total number of Mii fighter costumes would be 99. Plus they say 97 hats. I don't really collect the hats. Total number of trophies 743 for the Wii U. Ah, I don't even know how to get all that shit, man.
707 on the 3DS.
Yeah, and they say total number of music tracks is 507.
Yeah, that blew my mind.
Wow.
I want that soundtrack. It's like 40 discs.
Yeah,
I
that's
want it
pretty.
on I want it on vinyl.
And I want it like one like a case, like a Smash crate. It just
Oh, that would be awesome. I mean, like I said, that's the reason I was really damn close to buying the 3DS version was to get that little double disc soundtrack set.
All right, well, let's wrap it up. So that's the last. I think it's the last Nintendo Direct for the year too, right? So we're all.
Last Nintendo Direct for the year. Last one for Smash forever until the NX Smash comes out. Really quick, I really do hope they do some kind of like more bundling. I've seen that they've done some like fighter packs, but you have 7 characters, with like 5 stages or something like that. And it's like $6 to $7 a pop. It's a lot of money.
I
Like,
I think it's just the move lists that would create a lot of effort. You know what I mean? It's not like on. I have thought about this too much. It's like Mario Kart. What are you talking about? We're talking about a stage and some models. But with these characters, with all the move sets, plus the character balancing, the hitboxes, all that bullshit, you know what I mean? Like, I can understand how they're more complex to put together than just stages and Mario Kart
oh
racers.
yeah, no, true. I think just like over time, I'd hope we see some kind of deal, or I would love to see like a complete collection if they're done, like something hit retail.
Oh, right, like when they're done, like all the extra character, like the ultimate, Smash Bros. Edition or some
Yeah,
shit, right?
that'd be cool. But yeah, I'm really interested. Like I haven't got Ryu yet, but that was a character I wanted to get, and I do like that these aren't just like reskins. Like Ryu plays different. Bayonetta looks like they have unique moves, and even Corrin has some really cool moves too. So they didn't just reskin Marth and call it a day.
It's not Virtual Fighter where you just get the polygonal,
Yeah,
right? Or you have a million Ryu characters. Isn't it
yeah,
funny? He's like the only Ryu character that plays like Ryu in a fighting game is in Smash Brothers. Like, as opposed to in every Street Fighter, there's like six Ryu clones in every game. So, all right, man, let's wrap it up. Wesley, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me here. Find me Twitter at Wesley Rusher. Find me playing Xbox Live. Dragon Slayer Dying. You can find that name.
Killer Instinct 3.
Killer Instinct 3. No, playing some Halo, having fun with the little 12-year-olds kicking my ass.
As for myself, please subscribe to the YouTube channel or say hi on Twitter at Sketchcraft. That's like Minecraft, Sketch, C-R-A-F-T, or on Facebook at Sketchcraft.com, which will take you right to the Facebook. Don't forget, folks, Sketchcraft is recorded in front of a live internet audience and fully supported by listeners like you. Please leave your comments and feedback below, and I'll see you actually Friday on the next Sketchcraft Live. All right, bye, Wesley.
Bye, Rob.